Assalamualaikum and hi, a very good day to all the members of the floor. Should education be free or not? Education should be made free so that everybody would have the same opportunity and enough knowledge. But then again, it would be unfair on the hand of the upper class community to the lower class households, seeing as they can afford things easily, be it inexpensive or not, especially a crucial something, which in this case it is education. It helps us build opinions and have points of view on things in life. Anyway, whether or not education should be made free has been the most common topic discussed among proficient educated group of people such as professors, teachers, university students, and even parents. Now, we are going to look at the reasons as to why education should or should not be made free. Education should be made free because it will encourage students to be more focused, and other than that, it will also increase equality among people, whereas education should not be made free because there will be more quantity and less quality, and it will only help those who need it the least and not those who need it the most. Therefore, in my speech, I would explain two reasons as to why education should be made free and two reasons on why education should not be made free. Now that we have made that clear, let's jump straight to the first point. First and foremost, education should be made free because it would encourage students to be more focused in studying. In this case, if they come from the low-income households, they would not need to be worried about all of the school expenses and tuition fees. When students are not worried about money, they can focus better on their studies. If there were to be a change in the prices of education, this would impact everyone as people will be able to afford it much easier. Even when students have loans and financial aid, they may find themselves stuck worrying about how they will have to pay them back in the future. This added stress can negatively impact their focus during the time when they are supposed to be learning, but if the education is free, they would not need to worry about anything. Besides that, education should also be made free because it will increase the equality among people in the society, especially among students. A lot of the brightest minds in the world stem from low-income households, but that should not hold them back from continuing their education. If there was an equal opportunity to attend school, then everyone would have the chance to go to school. When affordability is not a major issue for so many students when it comes to attending school, then the playing field would have been equal. Affordable education is a major step towards equality. Now, coming from the opposite side of this matter, education should not be made free because there will for sure be more quantity and less quality. With free education, there might be a possibility that students may begin to take school and colleges for granted. In addition, more people would go to college since it would be free. As a result, more money would have to be provided to the colleges, and that means taxes pertaining to educational purpose might go up. Free education might also result in students withdrawing from more classes or not trying hard enough as they would not be paying money for anything. It might also lead to students cutting more classes or not trying because they don't have to get their money's worth when they are not paying for anything. In this case, it might reduce the quality of education. Last but not least, education should not be made free because it will only help those who need it the least and not those who need it the most. Most free college policies are regressive and do not cover the costs that matter for students, such as those for food, healthcare, and the like. Making tuition and fees free to students is unlikely to move the needle much in terms of completion, as community college is already free to low-income students. It would make sense if the middle and upper income students are the ones to contribute into paying for school expenses and help those students from the low income family. At the end of the day, we would appreciate it if everything is fair for everyone. In conclusion, whether or not education should be made free for students is still a hot topic to discuss about, as we take into account the category of income among families in the society. There are quite a lot of reasons on whether or not to agree or disagree on this particular matter. As for the reasons to agree, it is because free education would help students to be more focused in studying, and it would also increase the equality among students. In disagreeing, education should not be made free because there will only be more quantity and less quality, and it will also only help those who need it the least and not those who need it the most. No matter what, this matter definitely needs to be discussed more in depth, and we have to come up with a common ground or a concrete solution as to whether or not education should be made free. That is all from me. Thank you very much for lending me your ears. Assalamualaikum.